Eccoci, buonasera, good evening to everyone. Salvete omnes, caerete pantes, because this evening we are about to talk about the Seven Against Thebes, our new graphic novel in ancient Greek with Italian or English, of course, parallel text. And here we have Andrea Giovale, the author, the script writer, maybe a sort of Aeschylus this time, and
Modern Aeschylus.
yeah, and of course I want to show you the cover, and of course you can also check on our website where you can find your copy, and Andrea will tell us why Seven Against Thebes.
So why is an interesting question. First of all, because I liked it. I liked it very much. This is a story I met in high school, and we studied it for Aeschylus and the ancient Greek tragedies. I liked it very much. I find it very unknowingly Hollywood-like, because there are two twin brothers that fight for the throne of the city. Of course, they are the Oedipus sons, so there's kind of a legacy for them, and they fight for the throne. But initially they made a pact so that they would reign over the city for 1 year, alternatively. So first one for 1 year, then the second for the year after that. But this pact, yes, we're seeing the picture.
The twins.
The twins, yes, they resemble each other very much. And of course, this pact does not go how they had initially foreseen. So one brother tries to keep the throne for himself. He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad politician. On the contrary, he's a good politician. He tried to keep the throne for himself for this reason, because the city needs a good politician like him. So he tries to keep the throne. Of course, the brother, who is the bad politician but is a good warrior, does not. How can I say?
He disagrees, at least.
He disagrees very, very intently. So he gathered 7 great warriors. Well, 6 great warriors and himself. Warriors who are enemies of the city. He gathers them to attack the city, to siege the city. And of course, the first brother will try to defend the city against this attack, against his brother. And so he himself will gather another 6 warriors and 7 with himself to defend the 7 gates of the city. Here we see how they are divided. The warriors were between the gates. So every warrior tried to attack one gate, and the city will have to defend these gates. So this is the story. We will not try to spoil anything. Of course, it's an ancient Greek tragedy, so there's not much to spoil, but maybe someone has not yet read it. And that's a good story. It's a story that the ancient tragedy, how, as we know, does not depict violence, because the violence was not for the public. The violence was behind the scenes of the theater. But nowadays we depicted violence very much. We decided to do it in the
with style.
With style, yes, with style, with modern influences. Of course, there is some Frank Miller's, and of course there is these kind of scenes that we inspired. We were inspired by the style of the ancient Greek pottery. The pottery is made in this style with this brown and black, and I find it very, very, very striking, especially in particularly crude scene like this one. So we grew up with the black blood in the anime and in the cartoons. For of course we could not see red blood, and so this is a way to unite that, and of course the inspiration we can see also here. This is not the comic book, of course. This is the, the original book of the tragedy. But the style, yes, the style of the ancient Greek pottery is this one, and it's beautifully done by our artists in the team.
Yeah, our artists are not here this evening, but they are Andrea Dotta, Alice Miglietta, and Pier Carmine Lopriore. If you check our Facebook and Instagram profiles, you will find all the information about our Andrea Giovale and the other Andrea and the other two artists. And yes, they did a wonderful work, a real piece of art, because, the story is really epic. And it is indeed Hollywood-like, but we can do better than this. In fact, we decided to tell this story in a frame that is not of the classical Greece, the Greece of the imagination. It is in the Greece, in the far ancient Greece of the Mysian time, and you can see it, for example, on the cover. The shields are realistic, and the phrases on the shields are the one in Aeschylus' tragedy, and are written in linear B. So the alphabet that ancient Mycenaeans used. Of course, inside you find classical Greek. The translation is from Stefano Vittori. Stefano Vittori read twice more time Aeschylus and tried to rearrange his words in a way that match this story. We in Nubes love very much to link and mix pop culture and classical culture. We think that it's the better possible way to get very inside the reader, to get very close to the reader, and to catch him, to give him a very good story that can really be read with a lot of passion and can be enjoyed by the reader. And also, if you want, he can also check the language, the ancient language, and also check the original tragedy. That's our mission. And that's why we want to tell you, of course, whatever you find here, and you can buy it, this graphic novel, at this link, it's a human job. Not mistake us for AI, even if there is a character with 6 fingers. And Andrea will tell us why.
Of course. There is Oedipus with 6 fingers, 1 hand. And of course, this was scripted way before the matter of AI and the 6 classical fingers. That's a symptom, if you want to say it like that, of AI use. We did not use AI. We use human intelligence, and chose to depict Oedipus with 6 fingers. In ancient Greek, in Greek tragedy, the protagonists who had some fault, the fault of the protagonists is also seen in their body, is also seen visually on them, not only morally, not only in the conflict, not only in the internal conflict, but also in the external conflict. So we started from that for Oedipus, which he is, of course, is the most faulted of all the protagonists we can think of. And starting from that, we gave him 6 fingers. Why 6 fingers? well, we also try to convey some horror influence, some even fantasy influence. And in fantasy, in folklore, the six fingers were often seen as a sign of great evil and great power. So we decided to give him six fingers for this character who is totally full of strange signs like this, like also his tongue, his skin, that's another color. So we, of course, that's the character who is on the frame of the story. He tells the story, but that's not a reason to not give him some special feature like this one, of course. And of course, when the scandal of the six fingers for AI blew out, we thought it was cool to say, well, we decided to do this with six fingers.
Yeah.
It's not a mistake. And of course, also this is also beautifully done by our artists. I cannot help but complimenting them. And of course, I wanted to say something also about the language, the matter of the language. Of course, this is the Greek. I initially proposed to you with the same story, but in Latin, because there is a Latin version of this story. But you said to me, no, just let's do it in ancient Greek. Why not? Let's try ancient Greek. And that's, of course, it's more difficult than Latin, because Latin is more, of course, not to me. To me, it's equally difficult because I do not speak Latin. I do not speak Greek. I read some Latin and I can read some Greek. But of course, it's more hard. It's harder for us as a team. For maybe the readers, there are less readers that can read ancient Greek than the number who can read ancient Latin. So we try to do this all the same. Why? Because that's the interesting part. Language, of course, in our works, it's not an obstacle. It must not be an obstacle. Of course, we put the English on the other page, so one can always consult it. But the language is a mean to deeper understanding of the story. Of course, the story is also drawn, so we see the story and we read the words. And of course, when we need to understand the language, it's not an obstacle at all. It becomes the mean through which we understand deeper in a deeper way the story. So of course, I talked to Francesco and to you too about me as a little boy growing up and learning English. I'm sorry for my accent, of course. So all the English listeners, I'm sorry, but
a great accent. Your accent.
Yeah, it's normal. We live in Rome. What do you want?
I grew up learning English on the Magic the Gathering cards because I needed to understand the cards to play them, and sometimes they were only in English. And of course, also playing video games like Pokemon and other video games. Of course, there was not always a translation at hand, but sometimes it were, and we word for word, but also situation for situation, depiction and depiction, we understand the language to get through, and of course arrive at this understanding that we like to offer as a comic book this time, baby. Why not a comic book?
Yeah, it's true. It's something that we noobs think and say each time we have the chance to. Languages are bridges, are boats that bring stories from a person to another, so are not obstacles, are something that put in communication two people, the one who is telling the story and the one who is reading, listening, watching, looking at, and so on. And I think that comic books have a great potential because you have sort of three ways to get your message. You have the words, you have the story, you have the art, and all these three ways run in the same direction to give you a story that can give you emotions, that can give you amusement or whatever you're looking for, and images that can help you to get inside the story, to live inside the story, and also to help you to understand better the language if it is not yours.
Well, it's basically the definition of comics that give Scott McCloud. Text and images combined. Yeah. So that's the comic by definition.
On my behalf, when in Rome there were Expo cartoons, so a very old comic book market. I think I have bought comics in every language, but also books. If there is a subject that I'm interested in, I want it. It doesn't matter which is the language. One day I will be able to read it. And so I have my collection of books that now I can read, and other that I'm still waiting. For example, one in German, Kaiser and Calpurnia with the key, and I bought it. I couldn't help, I bought it, and I still wait to read it. But one day, who knows? And of course, I want you to watch another thing. Just, yeah, okay. Because this is part of the comic language. Also the sounds. How do you say in English?
The effects.
The effects. Also, they are translated in Greek in this time, in this case.
Yes, I will also say this page is very clear, no matter the language. So
yeah, and okay, this is in Italian. In the English version, it was.
It's a lightning.
Okay, lightning. No, kaboom, something like this.
And I didn't write the sound in Italian and in English because it looked to me weird to have the parallel text
with the sound.
With the sounds. So the sounds are just in the comic.
But like, they are all the same, very, very clear, very, very, I don't know, they show what they want to show in the most powerful way.
We do it in Latin. We try to have the sound, the effects in Latin. And Stefano Vittori said it's even easier in ancient Greek because it's a richer language and a language rich of sounds.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, wow. What you remind me, when I was at secondary school, my Latin and Greek teacher made the lamentation in Greek tragedies, and something like feu feu oimoi opopopoi totoida, something like this, and I couldn't forget it because imagine 15 years old guys and this teacher that starts saying feu feu oimoi opopopoi totoida, and
on the contrary, in the video with Stefano, he said about the egestas, how do you say in English?
Egestas. In italiano.
Povertà.
Poverty
of words. Lucretius says. Scarcity. Lucretius says the Latin language has a fewer words than Greek to say things, and even in comics, Stefano hoc dixit, qui annunc mi venitantum lingua latina.
That's the problem for the people who know too many languages. Sometimes they cross over each other.
Who knows few of a lot of languages.
Of course, of course.
I have a problem that I work for a US university, so I cannot learn Latin, live in Latin, because I spend every day speaking English with them, and my mind starts blowing. I have just
And exercise every day in Latin,
but not in English.
Not in English. And so to me now it's easier to speak Latin.
I am in the totally opposite situation. I exercise daily in English, but not in Latin.
It's the reason I didn't want to do this live.
Okay, so you can go.
I knew this would happen.
No, it's so funny. I think it will be part of the Nubes history. This moment will be really part of Nubes history.
It just happened. Yeah. Other times.
And we have another video course in our YouTube channel, so please like and follow it with Stefano Vittori, that speaks about the translation of 7 against Thebes. So Andrea, do you want to say something to our possible readers to convince them?
Well, what can I say? That's a heavy responsibility. From great powers comes great responsibility.
Responsibilities, yeah.
So, first of all, I want to also compliment the work of Stefano, because translating my Italian back to ancient Greek and maintaining it in line with the Aeschylus one is a work of a lifetime, I would say. So. And of course, this is also what Francesco told us before, that the choice of design, the linear B in the world, but the ancient Greek in the balloons. There are also a multitude of these little choices that we made. Francesco, Stefano, myself, the artists. And all these little choices, I think, make this a very, very particularly special work of Nubes. Of course, all works of Nubes are good and special in their own way, but this is for now one of its kind. I hope the ancient Greek could continue, and so we can continue to see it and read it and try to read it. Maybe not fully succeeding at first, but maybe at last, yes. Like you said, one day I could read it. I could read this in Greek, and so as I said, there are a great number of choices. Maybe little, maybe less little. But the sum of them makes this very, very special. So I would really suggest to pick a copy, because it is not only good, it is also special. This is what I would say.
I think you sold it to me very, 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 very well. Very well. Yeah. It was convincing, and it's right. Behind each comic books, there are a lot of choices, but no one is just so not picked up really willingly. We want to make choices to make each comic book special, and this one is the real first in ancient Greek, so it's really something that make it more special than ever, because it's a sort of full immersion in the world of Eteocles, Polynices, Antigone, and under the shadow of Oedipus.
Yes. So, I came up with another. Sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting. There is also another thing that I would like to say. This story, this conflict between two brothers, one that is right and one that is technically not right, but also we know that he would be the better choice for the people. It's a very, very interesting conflict for also our present, because in the chaos of culture of our present, the conflict of cultures also, we can take suggestions and inspiration from an ancient one like this one. Of course, this does not mean taking fully the ancient culture into ours, but of course, in taking inspiration, taking notes, taking suggestion. And this conflict is particularly interesting because it's the conflict between what is right and what is better. And I think this is a very, very interesting conflict to see represented nowadays for us.
Yes.
This is what
it's really a sort of moral dilemma that it's eternal, and this is the magic of the myths. They are eternal because in Nuce they have everything you need, a sort of, I don't know, a compass to navigate in life, but a compass that tell you, okay, north is around there, you have to find your North Pole, and gives you all the coordinates. Sorry, but no answer, a lot of questions and no answers. And that's the best possible thing, because you have the destiny, you have the guilt, but you also have the freedom, you have the choice. And that is what makes ancient myths special. Sorry. I told Francesco to stay around because I'm still a bit sick. Sorry. But in any case, I'm still alive. And what can I say? If you like it, please write a couple of lines and let people know why you liked this comic book. And consider that Christmas is coming.
Oh, so yeah.
This can be a very good idea under the Christmas trees.
That's true. I didn't even think of Christmas.
Yeah, I want you to be anxious. Christmas is really coming.
Good idea. To use Christmas to sell comics. That's a very good idea. And also an original idea, I would say also.
The leverage is the anxiety. You have to choose the present to everyone. Okay, what is better than a comic book? A book, a story. You are giving an emotion. You are giving a piece of life, a piece of word, and wrapped in red paper and with a ribbon on, and it's perfect. So not be anxious. Buy comic books, and here in Nubes we are waiting for you. Andrea, do you have anything more to say?
Have a very happy Christmas, everybody.
This sounds like a menace. To have a happy Christmas, follow Nubes and try your comic books. Well, bye from me, from Francesco, from Andrea, from the artist, and from the family of Oedipus. Very happy family. Happy family under the Christmas tree. Bye.
Bye.